Thank you to the Federation of IT Industry, uh, Sri Lanka, and the sponsors for a wonderful platform and this conference. Uh, Let me introduce you to you the speakers that we have today. We have Lasanta Kolamana from Bonwell. They are a customer of SAP Cloud ERP Business by Design. I also have with me Sridharan Thangaraj. He is the SME solution expert from SAP, and I am Amit Kapoor. I head the region of Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and India for mid-market and for sales. Uh, a very warm welcome to all of you to this session. Uh, Through the last couple of days, I'm sure you have heard many eminent and distinguished speakers, talk about how the Sri Lankan government and Ministry of Technology is setting up a digital transformation vision, for businesses in Sri Lanka. We heard, how this transformation to cloud can bring innovations and efficiencies to your businesses. We also heard data transparency, how it can lead to better decision making when you have integrated solutions. Uh, Today, we heard more about how digitization and digital transformation has not only become important, but it has also become a necessity, in the last few years. And the need for the same is only accelerated, due to the pandemic uh, that we have seen, right? Across the globe, uh, through this pandemic, we have seen businesses in distress, and we have also seen many of these businesses, have taken this adverse situation into an opportunity, made it into an opportunity, and changed the game. They have devised newer ways of doing business, new business models, and means to reach out to their customers through cloud or cloud applications, which are agile and very, very innovative. Uh, Also, if you few areas that we can recollect are retailers going to e-commerce very quickly. B2B businesses who were never into digital, used to work very traditionally into a market where distribution and dealers and retailers used to be there as a chain, have gone into technology-led transformation to reach out to their dealers and distributors through B2B commerce, right? And we have seen manufacturers wanting to reach out to their end customers directly, and all this has happened in the last 1 year due to the pandemic. And we've seen that, this change happen through all getting into a very, very, very nimble cloud transformation. At SAP, we have also been, at the forefront of this technology shift to cloud for the last many years, and we have helped many of our customers and businesses across the globe uh, in their digital transformation journeys. Be it on premise or on cloud, right? And this has been across the value chain, be it governments with their digital, citizen services, or very large corporations, conglomerates, or be it small and medium businesses. Across the value chain, we have worked with customers and businesses to transform to the new cloud shift, right? And SAP brings in an integrated business application solution, to enable your transformation to cloud, in a more nimble and a easy way. What it means for you, basically, what it means is, with our cloud ERP, which is the business by design, or also very popularly known as SAP B by D. We take care of the entire technology stack, right? Your infrastructure for ERP, your ERP application, your technical services like backups, or any upgrades to the application, your operating system, your database, your tuning, your entire infrastructure and services around it on towards your ERP are all taken care by SAP. So what does this mean? This means you don't need to worry about the technology. You can go ahead and concentrate on your core business. We do this, by providing business by design on cloud, which basically then helps you streamline your processes. All business functions like accounting, finance, manufacturing, supply chain management, logistics, for that matter, HR, uh, into an integrated process, so that we eliminate all redundancies and brings efficiencies to your processes, day-to-day tasks. Obviously, we also bring you the industry, the well-known industry best practices that SAP is well known for. With very, very nimble and very, very agile methodology for implementation. Your real-time and transparency and data is provided to you by the platform. Also, all this will reduce all your manual work and bring in efficiency. Not only that, but also productivity, improves the productivity of your users, people who are going to be using these applications and processes day in, day out on a daily basis, right? It is on cloud, so it's of course not heavy on your capex investment. You can start with small important processes to be live on cloud, and then you can scale as your business grows. And something like this was done by one of our customers, WKV Hydrotechnics. This is a company into hydropower projects, green energy, and they were experiencing challenges with their financial reporting. They did not have at time proper processes for procurement and sales management. So they did not get effective data to track their supplier payments or customer receipts, and businesses with their with their day-to-day transactions with their customers. So they went ahead and chose SAP BYD solution. In the areas that the solution was implemented was financial management, supplier relationship management, customer relationship management, supply chain, and HR as well. And the benefits that they accrued from here, post the implementation and using the solution, were obviously they reduced, they said it reduced manual work, it automated a lot of processes for them and brought in efficiency. They said from a data point of view, there was a lot of transparency was achieved, and they could trust the data that was being shared in their meetings and boardroom meetings. Localization, which is very specifically to country, was provided, and so that made it very easy for them to build their customers properly. Consolidated reports towards all their businesses, their customers, their suppliers, and many other aspects of the business. Were some of the areas that they benefited from. So with this, let me call upon Lasantha. He's the head of operations, Bonville, and Lasantha, over to you to talk about how has been your experience with SAP BYD, and thank you.
Thank you, Amit. So quickly, I will share the experience that we had with the SAP Business by Design. First of all, I will introduce myself. I am Lasantha Kolamunda, so I am head of the operation at Bonded Private Limited. Bonded Private Limited is a company. We are providing the innovative solution for the bonding solution for the apparel industry. Mainly, we do bonding application for the apparel industry, like we do bonding garments, and we produce and we manufacture bonding machinery, and we are providing the bonding raw material. In the South Asian context, actually, we are the leading bonding solution provider. I will go through the history of the company very quickly. Actually, we established around 2009, and it was a startup company from the 8 employees. And after that, in 2010-11, actually, we expanded our product portfolio. And then we had a requirement like we wanted to do our own sourcing and procurement. And around 2014, actually, we manufacture our bonded full garments. And 2015, actually, we deployed the development and quality assurance teams to ensure the quality and working with the front end teams. Until this point, actually, we use the Microsoft Excel for our basic financing and inventory overlooking, also all the finance and then accounting activities done with the Microsoft Excel. So after 2015, actually, we introduced, we implemented very preliminary financing software to work all our finance and accounting activities. And then 2016, actually, we established our planning division and stores and finished good and logistics. So you can see the growth rate of the company. And after 2017, actually, we went for the export market as well. And then we had a requirement like we need a proper system to control our operation as well as finance activities. Then we decided to go with the ERP system. And now we are here. We have the productions and we have the stores and FG. We have the production control unit where they handle who handling the supply chain management, and front end teams, they are handling the customer inquiries, and we have the finance team. So when it comes to the selecting a proper ERP system, we basically we are looking for the improving our bottom line. So we going through these aspects because the previous system we had issue with the data security, and we need a proper system to control our inventory, and we need a system to collaborate all departments and the departments which are related to the operations, and we need a proper automate system to have our order management to ensure the order fulfillments. And the most important part is the process discipline. So when we are working with the Excel and other the open-ended systems, keeping the discipline is very difficult. And the final aspects, actually, we are looking for the better analytics parts and the reporting structure. Then and only we can have the overall picture of the operation and the business. Then we think, are we going with the cloud system or the on-premises system? Then we selected the cloud. Basically, it gives the faster implementation. And the other advantage with the cloud, we have the minimum IT staff and the resource and infrastructure. And the data security also very high there. And the most and very important part is that we can access to the system anywhere, anytime in the world. Then when we evaluate few systems, so we evaluated some industry specific systems. Then we wanted to keep our operations and our business very flexible manner. Therefore, we choose to go with the general ERP system. There we selected SAP Business by Design. So the main features we identified there was it has the world best industry practices. It has already integrated, and there is high degree of automations and the business intelligence, and the implementation process is very faster, and the graphical user interface, and the users can easily learn the systems. And the most advantage is the scalability. It can fit to any size of the business. Now, for the beginning, actually, we had very few users. Even now, we are increasing our user portfolio. And the other advantage is the minimum maintenance cost. So we did the implementation in the 3 stages. We wanted to keep it simple as we can. Therefore, as the initial stage, we only implement the financial functions, accounting function, and the inventory function. Then we move to the order management section. Then where we have the sourcing and procurement modules. We implemented the logistics and order management. And recently, we implement the customer handling part, that is the CRMs. So where we can do the inquiry handling, and we can submit the costing, and we can do the quotations. So as the next steps, actually we are planning to improve the analytics parts and the reporting parts of the business to capture and monitor the operation and the financial KPI of the business. And we want to improve the business process automation part. For the moment, actually, we implemented the very preliminary level of the automation with the SAP BYD. It has a huge potential, but stage by stage, actually, we are planning to implement it. And ultimately, like finally, we are planning to integrate the customizable requirement to the system. So that is the experience we had with the SAP BYD. So I will hand over to Siddharan. So over to you, Siddharan.
Thanks, Lasantha. Wonderful insight. Maybe I'll start with thanking Amit as well. He set the context of the need of a cloud system at this pandemic situation. Good. So thanks. So let me start sharing my screen. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for this opportunity to the Federation of IT in Sri Lanka. And as Amit said, like I'm Sridharan Thangaraj, and you're hearing out me from very close to Colombo. I'm from Chennai. Right. So ideally, I would have envisaged to be a physical presenter there. I travel to Sri Lanka once in a quarter, but unfortunately, due to this pandemic, I'm not able to travel. Right, I'm really missing out the Sri Lankan hospitality, what I call. Right. So good. Having said that, I'm going to talk to you about what is that SAP has in its plate to ensure your business successfully transforms into the cloud. That's what I'm going to talk. And my entire presentation will be poised towards an SAP SME solution called SAP Business by Design. And I am an SAP SME solution expert with SAP, managing SAP Business by Design. Predominantly, I take care of South India and Sri Lankan partners. Good. And a standard disclaimer, we will talk about a lot of features and functionalities of Business by Design and product. Certain things would be forward-looking statements, would be certain roadmap statements. So we don't take any responsibility for those particular stuff, right? And in terms of agenda, I have a packed agenda. I will start highlighting about COVID, the very buzzword what I've been hearing for last 13-14 months. So how businesses have been impacted. I will talk about Business by Design, a quick crisp intro. I will also walk you through a Business by Design, maybe 5 to 10 minutes on how BYD look and feel, etc. Then I have a small customer panel with the customer. You heard Lasantha. I will have few questions to him, and finally we'll open the floor for the audience for the Q&A. Right, getting into the first thing, like COVID-19 and its impact on SME business, right? So if I could tell like my role in SAP is like, as part of my role, I meet a lot of prospects and customers, right? And usually when we go and talk to customers, the customer's discussion or questions will be like, how do I try to improve? How do I try to grow my business? How do I try to improve my profitability? How do I try to compete my competition? How do I try to bring a process optimization? That's how the questions would be, right? But if you could see the scenario now, right? The scenario now is like the entire conversations from growth is shifting into different things, right? So the world we are now is something which we didn't expect, maybe 14 months back, right? The world we are in is completely different, right? And today the business conversations are shifting from growth to 3 parameters, right? The 3 parameters are adaptability, flexibility, and resilience. So these are the 3 buzzwords which every business is talking about. When I talk about adaptability, we all know like business environments are changing, right? And the expectation from the customers and the responses from suppliers are changing, right? So we need to be really adaptable to understand what our customer demands and try to tweak our entire business in terms to cater to my customers. When I talk about flexibility, I think Amit also called it up. Like, you need to be extremely flexible in changing your business model, right? So we are hearing, like, there are a lot of companies. Amit talked about, retailers getting into e-commerce business, a lot of retailers getting into e-commerce platforms, etc. Right? So flexibility becomes extremely important. When you talk about flexibility, like, we see, like, a lot of companies have got into new business models. When I talk about country like India, most of the textile companies, apart from manufacturing apparels and fabric, started manufacturing, masks and gloves, right? So most of the pharma companies or, API manufacturers, apart from manufacturing pharmaceutical components, started manufacturing sanitizers, right? So maybe in country like India, where supply chain is huge, I'm experiencing Uber. Apart from getting into logistics, they are also, delivering groceries, right? So flexibility is something which is extremely important in this volatile market conditions. Third is the resilience. So when I talk about resilience, it is about when businesses are slowly reviving back, right, after this pandemic. So though we are into the second phase of pandemic, governments, most of the governments are not that strict in terms of their regulations. They're allowing businesses to survive. So under such circumstances, resilience becomes very important. I need to be extremely critical how I run my business after this particular break, right? So be it in terms of checking out whether the supplier is existing, maybe, we can try to do a quick supplier risk assessment check, so on and so forth, right? Resilience becomes very extremely important. And the big question with every business, once they resume business, is how do I try to ensure health, safety, and well-being of myself, of my employees, and my customers, right? That becomes extremely important. So every business takes this as a $1 million question before them, and they are trying to take measures in terms of ensuring health, safety, and well-being of the entire ecosystem. So what does it mean is this big question, right? The big current pandemic situation ensures that, there are new constraints which are brought in. I need to adopt to this new constraints in doing my business, and I need to have a new business thinking. I'm forced to go for new business thinking, right? So that's what is the force in these days. And what is that? So what are these new business constraints, right? So you would see, like, the first biggest constraint is 620 100, I call, right? This is a magic number, what I call. So which is 6 feet social distancing, 20-second hand wash, and if you have a temperature of 100 degree, you have to be isolated. Probably you'll have to consult a physician, right? How do I try to ensure this, right? So when I talk about 620 100, right, how do I try to ensure 6 feet distance in a factory? Let's say, for example, if I'm a shop floor, right, how do I try to ensure 6 feet distance, right? So when a shift begins and ends, there'll be hundreds and hundreds of employees coming down to punch in their swipe in and swipe out, right? How do I try to ensure social distancing there, right? How can I try to leverage technology in there? If you could see, if one of my customer, instead of using the traditional biometric reader or a thumb reader, has asked all the employees to download a mobile app, through GPS. It is trying to clock in the attendance, right? So this is one sort of digital innovation which some of the customers have adopted. I have few customers who are trying to see, like, how can I try to do a quality check through machine learning. I capture the image of a particular product and try to leverage or deploy machine learning algorithms to understand the quality of the product, right? So there are few places where customers are trying to see if they can try to leverage robots or cobots to do pick operations within the warehouse, right? So this pandemic, and this particular new constraints or this forced constraints are allowing us to think new, right? The second constraint is, like, digital. I think Amit also talked about in his intro note, right? So a lot of customers today, got transformed into the traditional model into an digital model, right? So a lot of people these days have started leveraging field force application, right? They started building mobile apps, right? And no, they are trying to have customer portals and vendor portals, right? And bringing their making their business extremely digital. I can try to quote one example here. So one of my customer, who is one of our SAP's customers, who is in the Middle East, is typically into perishable business. He makes perishable products and supplies to all the hotels in Middle East, right? So he had a stock of for 15 days always in his inventory piled up, right? So his question to our partner basically was like, no, I have a 15 days inventory, and government adopted a lockdown. So their government adopted a lockdown, and this lockdown had him compiled huge stock. He was asking like, no, how can I try to transform my business, which is typically a B2B model, into a B2C model? Can you guys develop a mobile app so that no, I can try to liquidate my stocks immediately by adopting into a B2C model, right? So this customer, the partner was quick enough to react and developed a mobile app, and like he was able to liquidate his stock. So digital becomes very important to battle or to change or shift gears into the new norm. So third thing is remote. But this is again a buzzword these days. What we hear, like a lot of businesses today operate extremely on remote fashion. So especially on the professional services front, like so you need to ensure that no, though you are remote working out of your home, you ensure that you have tools and technologies which helps you to stay in touch with your backend system, right? So that's very important. And remote working also plays a significant role in showing empathy towards our employees, right? These are the new norms. And what you see here on the screen is one of my favorite quote, given by Peter Drucker, who's a management consultant, author of a lot of managerial books. So the greatest danger in times of turbulence is not the turbulence, it's not the danger. Actually, it's not the problem. It is like, you react to the problem with yesterday's logic. You try to tackle the problem with respect to old ways of old methodologies. That's what is the biggest turbulence or biggest danger. So this pandemic is something which we are experiencing it. And we also hear that it is going to sustain for a few more days, and applying yesterday's logic as a solution is not going to help out. We'll have to tackle it with respect to new technology, and technology is the only way to battle out this particular challenge, right? And what this mean is like, to make your business, or to get your business into the next normal, right? You will have to streamline, or you'll have to probably replace your outdated and slow processes, which could impact your value creation, right? And you need to ensure that you shift your business processes so that you get into the new normal way of working. So what does it mean is like, this new normal gets into a picture of like different industries. When you try to talk about scenarios, if you are into automotive industries, when you resume back to your business, or when you get into the new normal, you need to sorry, you need to ensure that how do you manage your demand, right? Because a lot of your suppliers or a lot of your subcontractors would have not been there in the business, right? How do I try to ensure that I try to manage my demand? And if you're into engineering and construction business, we all understand like a lot of migrant laborers have moved back to their hometowns, right? You always have a dearth of laborers, right? Your supply chain is temporarily disrupted, right? So that becomes extremely important. And what it does, it means that whatever challenges we have seen so far, like be it in terms of adaptability, flexibility, or resilience, or the challenges, whatever we have seen, which means that this calls for automating your processes through technology, right? So there are a lot of technologies available, right? So which helps you out to ensure that your business runs completely successful, uninterrupted, right? And the backbone to all these technology, whatever you see it, be it in terms of artificial intelligence or AR, VR, predictive analytics, right? Mobility, everything, the backbone or the base is a cloud, right? A strong, robust cloud application or a ERP or a backend system is what you need, right? That's what is the summary, right? So ultimately, you need to go for running your solution on a strong backend ERP, right? So with that, let me move to my next section, which is SAP Business by Design. In my first section, I was talking about what are the trends of COVID, right? How it impacts every business, and we also understood that it is inherent and evident that you need to have a strong backend cloud solution, right? So what does it mean? Like, it's high time to go digital. Undoubtedly, like, no, there's no questions about it. Everybody is looking out to work digital, right? We're trying to work out from remote, as today businesses are growing and businesses are expanding, which means there is definitely need of having a system on digital system. And what are the significant characteristics of a good cloud ERP solution, right? A good cloud ERP solution should bring in business transparency. We also heard it from Bondwilly, right? Plasanta like talked about it, right? No, how easy and ERP solution should be, so that they can try to quickly adopt to that business process of that ERP. Secondly, it has to be intuitive and ease of use. It should be very simple and easy to use, right? So that no end users and ERP systems have to have a good end user acceptance, right? So that people can transact it, so that the top management can get benefit out of it, right? Thirdly, it should have a holistic approach of minimal IT investments, right? So be it in terms of upgrades, be it in terms of maintenance, in terms of support, everything has to be simple and nimble, right? That's what Amit also talked about, right? So the culmination of all these three is what is our solution from SAP called Business by Design. We call it as an integrated cloud suite. It offers all the basic modules needed for any business, be it CRM, be it SCM, be it supplier relationship management, be it project management. The entire end-to-end spectrum of any business is integrated and offered as an integrated cloud suite. It's a suite in a box. It is insightful. What do I mean by insightful here is it has got more than 400 plus dashboards, which gets you which the reports and dashboards helps you to get critical information of your business, right? That's what we call it as insightful. It is built to growth, meaning which it scales up right from 5 users to 10,000 users, right? You can still run with the same piece of software. It also has got continuous innovation. When I mean continuous innovation, the continuous innovations are in terms of functional enhancements within the product. It also involves technical enhancements. Like say, for example, you're talking about machine learning, we're talking about AI. All these particular technology pieces are also embedded into the solution, and it continuously innovates. Like no, we have BID gets a quarterly update on a year. You have 4 updates every year, so that no, you are always abreast with latest features and functionalities and with latest technology. Going forward, a little detail in terms of functional map. So as I told you, it offers complete financials, supplier and procurement management, project management, supply chain, and CRM. Right. So, and the product is completely flexible. So you will be able to manage this product, from the configuration to adaptation to extension. Until this particular 3 piece, it is all done at a user end. Means like you don't need to have any what you call so coding experience to manage it, right? So apart from that, when you talk about customization and integration, that is where SAP comes handy. They give you something called as a cloud application studio, an environment or an IDE to go in for developments and integrations. So going forward, it's a truly cloud solution. You can be rest assured, like your entire database, your data structure, security, upgrades, operating system, everything is managed by SAP. You have quarterly updates, and the platform is absolutely flexible to interface with an external system. So a few other advantages of Business by Design. Amit also talked about SAP's best practices. So we all know SAP is a veteran in ERP space, and what SAP has done is like they've put in their expertise into something called as business processes, right? If you talk about Business by Design, today we have got standard 39 end-to-end business scenarios addressing order to cash, procurement, project management, supply chain management, so on and so forth. Which means like you try to enable that particular best practice in the configuration. You key in the master data, your system is ready, you can start transacting it, right? The entire SAP's best practice of 50 years is bundled within the solution, which means like as a customer, you don't miss out, the feature and functionality of the product. So few fact of BYD in terms of numbers. Today we've got more than 8,000 customers running on Business by Design. Business by Design is available in more than 146 countries, right? And as I told you earlier, there are users right from 5 to 10,000 users running Business by Design successfully, right? So these are the countries. I talked about 146 countries. Which are these countries where BYD is present? And as I told you, it's completely a cloud solution. The data center is managed by SAP. You can be rest assured it complies to all the security features and the GDPR compliances, right? So this is about the implementation methodology. SAP adopts something called as a launch implementation methodology, which ensures like it is a streamlined and structured approach of implementation, and like every phase is monitored and governed and documented, so that you ensure the SAP ensures that you go live within the stipulated time, right? How BYD look and feel is, I'll try to quickly log into the system and show. Probably I'll try to switch to my Business by Design screen here. So this is how a BYD looks like. If you could see here, it's a completely a cloud solution. Just like you log into your Gmail or your Facebook, you get an URL, you log in with the username and password. The moment you log in, you have a dashboard, right? So if you could see here, I have got a dashboard. I logged in as a super user, so I have dashboards in terms of financials, in terms of profitability, and in terms of revenue growth, and in terms of my productivity, right? So I could see like my profit is 55K for the current month. For the month of April, it's just 7 days today. So I have 55K revenue. What's my net income? So what is my liquidity forecast? What is the gross profit of the company and the profit margin, right? So these are few dashboards or KPIs, what we call, and all these are completely configurable based on the user's roles and based on the user's functionality. Product also has got a lot of dashboards. Let me show you few dashboards for your quick reference. So you see here, I clicked on my overview whereby I get my dashboard. I have got few dashboards in terms of my sale order volume, my total spend category, and in terms of my outbound delivery performance, customer complaints, etc. If I have to open one of my favorite dashboards, let me try to click sale order volume dashboard here, right? So it tells me what is the sales which is for the last 12 months, right? You can see here in April I had a business roughly about what 9.67 lakhs. If I need to have this data shown in my grid format, on a click of a button I get the data in my grid format. And if you could see, this is the simplest form of report where I get only my month and my total sale order volume. If I have to add additional attributes like which customer has given me this order or which product has given me this particular order. So I have all the bunch of information. We call it as the entire semantic is exposed. I add my customer in my x-axis. Within a split second, you would see like customer is added. I see like this particular order is from 2 customers, right? Of 9.67 lakhs. If I have to add the product dimension here, again I get it on a split second. I add my product category here. So I add my product group, which is my category on my y-axis. So I get my product category on my y-axis. You see here, right? What is my sale or what is the order in terms of my, see, if you could see these 2 orders, whatever I got for this month is towards my boiler and heater assembly is what we received. And you can export this particular data back to Excel. You can send it to your colleague. You can try to annotate it and send it to your colleague, right? So very simple and flexible. And I will also show you a few integrated end-to-end functionality. Let me open one of my purchase orders and show you the entire purchase order end-to-end structure. In the lieu of time, I have already entered a purchase order. Maybe I'll open that and show you. So this is a purchase order, what I've got. And when I try to go and click on my document flow, it will tell you the complete 360-degree view of my purchase order. Like, what was the purchase order? What is the GRN for the purchase order? And what is the supplier invoice for that? You get a complete visibility of the end-to-end process. Similarly, let me open my sales process, a sale order for you to show the 360-degree view. Let me open my sale order. I open up a sale order number 541, which has got the end-to-end relationship. Again, I edit it. When I see the relationship map, right, it will tell you what is the base document and the target document of this particular sales order, right? So you see here, this is a sale order. For this particular sale order, there's a service confirmation, then there's a customer invoice, there's the customer has already given me a payment, and I've allocated the particular payment against that particular sales invoice, right? A complete end-to-end document flow. And on the left, when I browse through, you would see like the whole bunch of BYD modules. It is feature rich and functionality rich, all the functionalities and modules needed for any business, right? That is something which is already available in Business by Design, right? So I stop my demo here. If you are looking in for further maybe a personal detailed demo, so probably you can try to put in your information on the chat, right? So our partner or our colleagues will be able to reach out to you and take this particular demo in a detailed fashion, which is very specific to your business requirements. Good. So I now go back to my presentation. So whereby I'm flashing you a few interesting links, what is available so that you can try to have more information about Business by Design. So going into the next topic, to customer panel, like we heard Lasantha already saying like he's very happy implemented BYD. So probably I thought like let me try to flash few questions to Lasantha and ask what is his experience in successfully implementing Business by Design. Maybe my first question, Lasantha, like we understand ERP functionality well and good. How long was the implementation duration, and what were your biggest challenges of implementing Business by Design?
Yes, the time was around, it took around 3 months for the whole implementation from initiative to go live stage. And we had a couple of challenges, like Yeah, we have the when we are having the implementation stage, we are having the internal team and the partner teams. So there should be a like a clear communication with these teams as well as the internal stakeholders, especially because we need to clearly communicate all the employees who are engaging with the systems, the why we are going to implement this process and what are the benefits they are getting after implementation, because after that actually we have to do some restructuring the jobs and the way they are working. So the communication and setting the clear objective is very essential. And the other thing is the time and effort we are putting for the from the internals, because they have to manage their day-to-day activities as well as they have to participate for the business analysis part with the partner groups. So the managing times and putting the efforts will be again challenge. And other thing is the that the most common one is the change management.
Change management. I was about to ask you that.
Yeah,
Great.
the resistance from the users, because when we communicate it from properly and when we are having the top to bottom approach, I think we could succeed to some extent, and we could convince our users the benefits of the systems as well as the company vision and everything. Then they are aligned with the system. So those are the few challenges actually we face while we are doing the implementation.
And your implementation happened in when COVID was the peak, right? So which means like you were not allowed to come to your office. So the implementation is entirely virtual, right? If I understand it correctly, it was a virtual implementation.
Correct. Because we had this pandemic periods, and so all the thing happened remotely. So that is the big challenge, communicating with these teams and the convince the teams is very difficult.
Yep. So maybe as a point to quote, this is what is the greatest experience which as SAP we have seen with our partners. Most of our implementations, during for the last 14-15 months had been completely on a virtual deployment model. Be it within the city or even outside city or outside country. We have seen our partners doing everything completely virtually. Amit, you want to add something here, Amit?
Sir,
Amit, we don't hear you, Amit.
During the entire pandemic, many customers have gone live, and the beauty of the situation still was that people were working together, people were able to integrate, work together, work on the whole process of implementation as has been devised by SAP, and have been able to go live. Both large customers as well as small medium businesses in various functions have gone live. Some have gone live for additional products or additional solutions that they wanted to take up. A very recent example I can possibly quote is of our e-commerce for a very large company in Japan, which is into air conditioning, one of the largest and the best. Went live on their e-commerce B2B platform in 9 weeks. And so these are areas which give you a lot of confidence.
I would say this is the biggest learning for all services with respect to IT services. The virtual implementation or remote implementation, something which most of our partners were quick to adopt, and they've tasted success in the early days of the pandemic. Good. Maybe going back to Lasantha, we talked about BiDi implementation. Maybe to put the next question, you've been using BiDi for quite some time. If I have to, BiDi has got a whole bunch of features. If I have to pick, the top 3 features, which are the top 3 features which you are excited? When I say you, it can be you or your entire management. What are the top 3 features which you think are the pick of the features in BiDi which you are leveraging to the greatest extent, Vasantha?
Yes, you know that last year, even the end of last year and last few months also, most of our staff people and the employees are working from home, and this gives the benefits. They can access the system without any, setting up in the software or any what is called any special software. They can easily able to access the system. That is one advantage. Another thing is it gives the very real-time view of your financials and operation figures. So you can we can take a decision straightforward. and that is the another advantage. Another thing is like it gives more analytics and reporting also. It helps a lot with the when we are making the decisions.
Great. So if I have to order it, you talked about true cloud, wherein there's absolutely no infrastructure needed at the client end, right? All that you need is a simple internet, that a minimal internet, right? That's the first thing. And second thing you talked about, the up to the minute instant financial update, like the business transformation or business transactions are immediately integrated. And third thing, what you talked about is the dashboards. So I was expecting you would call us about, the mobile approval features.
Yeah.
So
That is one advantage. Even our manager, they don't want to sit in front of the computer, and they can approve their approvals even through the mobile apps. That is
mobile
one of
apps.
the other convenience thing.
Great, great. Fine, good. So maybe third question, like this is one question which most of my prospects ask when I interact. Fine, I'm happy about SAP that no implementation is smooth. I'm happy that SAP does a good job in terms of implementation. But the myth in the market is like no, SAP solutions are complex to maintain. That's the myth in the market. Maybe Lasinta, like you will have to tell us like no how complex it is to maintain business by design. What's your experience in terms of
Yes.
going live is one big hurdle, you crossed it. How easy it is to maintain the solution, be it in terms of change request, adding up a new field, adding up a new business process into the system, taking up a new report. How easy it is in terms of maintaining the solution.
That's the one reason actually we choose to go for this app BYD. So actually we are talking the maintenance cost is zero after the implementation. Even the users like the super user inside the company can take care of the most of the the new report generating, maybe some system changes part. Those things can be handled by the internal teams. Uh, to the points like the maintenance cost is zero.
Great. Great. So you mean to say like you're leveraging the support from SAP, right? Because BYD comes under enterprise support.
Yeah.
Anytime you will be able to create an incident so that you can get an expert chat on a short notice, or you can create an incident whereby you get a reply from a support consultant. Fantastic.
Yes, that is there. And I think we are getting the quarterly and the regular updates with
Updates, the quarterly updates. Yes, fine. And
with-
okay, maybe one last question. Like again, I have, if you ask me, I can stop you on whole day, but in lieu of time, right? We have very limited time. Let me take this as my last question, Lasanta. Like, what's the future roadmap for Bondvili in terms of IT? Like, no. So I understand, like, you have now streamlined your process. You talked about automating your, supply chain, your inventory, procurement. You also said you've already streamlined your order processing with respect to CRM in BYD now. So what is the future like? What are the next steps in terms of IT with respect to business by design for Bondvili?
we have the vision of we are moving toward the industry 4.0 children. So we are expecting to integrate our machinery to the system and reduce all the manual data entering and making the error-proof systems. And so those are the things actually we are planning for the next few years with the SAP BYD.
Okay, fantastic. That's in line with what SAP talks about intelligent ERP, right? You have a core of your business, which is your ERP, and you have technology on the other hand. So both works hand in hand, right? So that's been SAP's vision and mission called intelligent enterprise. Great. So with that, Lasinta, like really thanks. It was insightful. Like, just to reiterate, like, happy that you've been a successful customer of SAP Business by Design, and I wish all the good luck, and like, keep keep the spirits up in terms of business by design. Good. So let me move to the next topic. I start sharing my screen again. So we are done with the customer panel, wherein we spoke to Lasanta in understanding how BYD helps Bondvili to to transform their business into the cloud, right? That's what we hear. We move to the last topic, which basically is Q&A. So you have heard three people today. Like, you heard Amit from SAP, you heard Lasanta from Bondvili, and you heard from myself, Sridharan, right? Do you have any questions to us? We can quickly take questions to either three of us. Nadira, do you have a questions on the chat panel or something?
So there is a question on the chat panel.
Right.
Umanga wanted to know, whether how did we do the software testing part? So I believe that question, Lasantha, if you could answer, from a go live perspective, I believe, is because it doesn't say how to in what context, but I believe that should be the context of this question. How did you? Sorry, you're on mute, Lasantha.
So basically what we have done, the most of the business process we had, actually we re-engineered to meet the SAP BYD requirement, because it has the world best practices there. So it was very easy for us to go through this implementation process. And actually this is not the implementation process, it's like a migration process, because we have the existing system. Actually we have transferred this existing system and meet the SAP BYD process there. So the go live part is very critical, and testing and everything, because migration have to take care with the internal teams, and they have to take care of all the testings and all the process are working properly. The benefits is that we are getting like the two tenants, like the test tenants and the production tenants there. So we can do all the testing with the test tenant, and then we can go to the production tenant. And that's how we did the testing part with the implementation partner.
All right, thank you. I believe there is another question here which talks about the percentage of maintenance, once implemented. So this is a cloud product, and from that aspect, it is a subscription-based costing, and it's a yearly subscription that you pay as you use. Right? And I believe Lasantha did talk about other maintenance costs associated, which are almost nil, as he mentioned as well.
Yes, so, one more question. Explain the benefit from business by design. I think Lasantha highlighted that as well. He had a lot of benefits, and I asked him the top 3 benefits, where he called, just to reiterate what Lasantha said. The first biggest benefit for Bondvilly as a customer was during this pandemic, the entire ERP was on a true cloud, which means like for an employee, there is nothing needed, absolutely nothing needed at his end. All that he needed is a tab or a mobile or maybe a PC or a laptop with an internet connection to connect. That was the first feature. And second advantage or second benefit, what Lasantha called, was a real-time integration, right? It's an integrated cloud suite I talked about. So when you do any transaction in terms of sales, procurement, or production, you have an immediate impact on the financials, right? So your financials or any report you run in business by design is up to the minute updated and critical. That's a second feature. And third feature, what Lasantha talked about was in terms of analytics. So business by design is very rich in analytics. When I mean analytics, it is not only your dashboard, it also talks about your KPIs and counters. So all the information, whatever is needed to take your managerial decisions or decision support systems, right, is pretty strong and robust in business by design. So those are the 3 pick or key benefits which Lasantha told. I added one more, which is basically the mobility, because most of our customers, are highly volatile. They move on the roads, like whenever they are off their system, they wanted their business or the key decisions to be taken. And BYD has mobile apps whereby they can try to do approvals. They can try to, add few things, like in terms of the time. If you're a professional services company, you can try to clock in your timesheet through that. So we also have got a handy mobile app which does a lot of features, which does a lot of transactions on the mobile app. So these are the 4 benefit. Of course, there are numerous benefits. So these are the 4 which we highlighted in this session.
Sorry to interrupt you, Sidran. The one more point is even the implementation we have done with remotely. So
yeah, that's great. So maybe I have one more question, like again, a follow-up question, like how did you do software testing part? Because there are huge things to test. I mean, not the SAP part. I mean, after you did the integration. So integration with what? I didn't understand the question. Is it you're talking about integration with any third-party applications? Let me assume that if it is an integration with third-party applications, BYD today has got 400 plus web services, right? So this web services allows BYD to talk to any other application. It can be an SAP application or a non-SAP application, right? So all this works on completely based on web services or APIs through which you will be able to connect it, right? And you can, as Lasinda said, you basically get two instances of a tenant, right? One will basically is a test tenant where you deploy everything, you test it, you train it, you train your employees on that, and once you're comfortable, once everything is done perfect, is what you move the deployment to your production tenant. So that's how the testing is being done. I have
Right.
one more
I think,
question.
Citran, they are asking I think one more thing, and the most of the business models and scenarios are already built in the systems.
Exactly.
And it is very, for the moment, even we are not using any third-party integration for the moment. Like we are planning to do some customizable integration, but so far we are not using. We are using the existing built-in the processes and the models.
Maybe there's one more question on the cost. Maybe Amit, you want to take that up?
Yes. Yes.
You're the right
Thank
person.
you. So there's a question on the average cost of implementation for a mid-sized company into construction, right? So at this point I can say that the cost for implementation and the solution is not that much, but it depends on various various things like number of users, what all processes you want to automate and digitize, and others, right? Which modules will go into the first phase, which will you want to take it to second phase. So it's dependent on many such factors. We can certainly have a detailed discussion with you and give you a firm understanding of what your costs or investments would be to to get on with BYD. If you could share your details, we'll happy to take this up separately and revert to you.
Hope that answers the question. What are the tools you use to test? Again, just to reiterate, this is not a traditional development application. Like people get your requirements and do it. SAP products are SAP implementations are treated as consulting. Means SAP has the best practices embedded. If you talk about order to cash, you have the CRM part already built in. You have the sales inquiries, you have opportunities, everything already developed and designed by SAP. All that you do is you pick and choose your configuration, like whether you want to have a CRM. Under the CRM, you want to maintain your competitions, you want to maintain your sales stages. All these are configuration based. As and then you pick and choose your configurations. We call it as BC sets technically. As and then you pick and choose your BC sets. System gets built automatically. That's what Amit also talked about, the best practice of SAP, right? The entire best practice of SAP is bundled into a BC set, and the BC set gets deployed as and then you pick and choose your questions in the ERP system, right? That's how it is. So it is proven and it is time tested. So there is no external source code testing which happens in a custom or a typical development environment. That's not happening. All that we do here is like the normal key user testing, whereby they upload the data and they test only the processes. Let's say if I talk about a purchase process, they talk about they enter a purchase request and see whether the fields are there, whether the print is proper. They convert the purchase request into a purchase order and try to print the purchase order and see, right? Then on the purchase order, like when the material receives, they try to do a GRN, they try to do an entry and test it. That's how it is. So that's how the testing happens.
Right. So it is more of, just to add, Sridharan, to that, it is more of user acceptance testing of the processes that they, that they have confirmed as a part of the build process. And it is not, the software, is tested before it is released by SAP R&D. So to that effect, you do not need to use any tools to test the software. What you need to use, what you need to do is test the functionality as an integrated functionality, like a process end-to-end, PO to payment, and so the whole process, for example, is what you need to test functionally as a part of your business process. And there is another question here, I believe, which is on the support charges. Like I said earlier, this is a subscription-based model. There are no separate support charges towards supporting the application. It is all built in as a part of your subscription. So your upgrades or your technical queries, anything will get addressed within that subscription. All right. Do we have time for this one more, possibly
There's
another
one more question. Nadira, do we have time to take one more question, or we can take that question offline? Yep, I think she says yes, Amit.
All right. So of course, we have case studies of ROI from the previous engagements, which can be shared as a part of our follow-up. Also, we do have two solutions, which is SAP B1, Business One, and SAP BYT. Both solutions are available and are are differentiated towards depending on which industry, what you want to do, what are the processes that you want to cater to, and as we speak with you, individually, we give you the best possible optimized solution. We would recommend a solution that is the best for you as an organization. Of course, we have. I think there is a follow-up to that. Within that question was that how do you see BYD growth in Sri Lanka? And we do have a lot of customers. We are seeing a lot of inquiries. A lot of new businesses are speaking to us to adopt BYD, especially because it is on cloud and it's very nimble and agile to implement, and it's very quick. Yeah.
Good. I think
you.
there are no more questions. We are slightly like 2 minutes above that, ahead of the time, right? Good. So maybe let me thank Amit for wonderful insight. Thanks for your insight, what you've shared about cloud transformation, and thanks to you patiently answered all these questions, right? Thanks. And Lasantha, like happy, we have shared the stage today, proud to say, our customer is happily, successfully running on Business by Design, and good luck for your future roadmap in terms of bringing Industry 4.0 into Business by Design. We are eagerly looking forward to that. So probably when maybe in the next Sri Lanka's Internet Day, probably we can try to have that as a use case of Industry 4.0 leveraging Business by Design for Sri Lankan market. That will be a good insight for us to present to the audience, right? So with that note, thank you everybody. If you still want to get in touch with us, please drop in your mail IDs in the chat. So the organizers will be in a position to reach out to you personally, so that they can answer all your questions either from us or through our partners. So with that, stay safe and be happy. Thank you, everyone.